Hello and welcome to Matt's Rocks. Today I'm going to be doing this other piece of jasper. I did the first part of it yesterday. Found a nice little chunk of jasper. I got 2 cabs out of it. This is the second one. Out in New Mexico when I was out there. I was going out to look for rocks. Didn't really get to look for rocks, but I got to buy some nice petrified wood and a small mahogany obsidian rock. That's the last piece of it. I'm just going to shape that up or knock the corners off of that so I can tumble the rest of that. It's not going to be big enough to make anything really out of. But I'm going to go ahead and do this piece of jasper today. Let me go ahead and set up the camera. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start this on the 80 grit because I got to do some shaping yet. Got an awful lot of, I don't know if that's calcite or what that is, but it's a inclusion. It's kind of a crystal, almost a crystal, but it's inside bugs and it pops out of there. It's a lot softer than this jasper is, so I'm going to try to get it off there, out of my way. It's just going to be a freeform cab, so I'm trying to figure out what shape I want it. I don't know if it's going to be all that rounded on the back side. I don't know whether I'd like this side to be the back. Well, I can't really make this side the back side without losing a lot of this end because it's so thin. So I can make this side the front side. It'll be more rounded and it'll make a bigger cab. I think that's the route I'm going to go. I need to take some of these corners off so it's easier to get to that edge and get that edge down smooth. If I take the corners off on here, that makes this thinner, which means I won't have as much grinding to do to get those out in the pits and this little valley where that fracture runs in. I got one little chip on that fracture side, little bitty bug there. I'm going to go with 220 grit now. Start getting my flat spots out and working those 2 pits out, or the chip in the pit, so that I can go to the next wheel after the 220. And I don't want to take as much rock off of that upper side. Like I'm going to have a few pits on there, but you can see all the dark spots, so the pits. Got one over here that we need to work it down a little bit, and then this one here I'm not going to worry about it. It's the back side anyway. But I've still got this chip here, what little bit's left of that fracture. And than this pit here. Yeah, let's dry her off and see what we got. I think we can go to the 280 grit now, but I'll make sure I don't have too many pits. Got most of them off, most of the bigger ones. Still got two, but they're filled with some kind of dark stuff, so I don't know how deep they are. On the back, I'm not that worried about either. Calcite breaking out over here. I think it's calcite, or it's yellow agate, one of the two. It's yellowish. Limonite stained agate, whatever. It's chipping out and making a bigger bud. This is going to be the face, so I don't want it in there, and I don't want those big black bugs in there either, so I'm going to try to get those up. And the bad part about it is the deeper you cut, the more chances you stand of running into another bug that you couldn't see. It was covered with the top of the pocket that it was covered. This is my big dome. That's alright though, as long as it's dome. It's going to be a better dome than it's on the back side, but I don't mind that either. I think that's got all my flat spots now. Everything I want. I think I can go to the 280. Still got a big bug on that back side. I still got a couple of big black bugs over here, bigger black bugs. I'll just get it wet again. Thought I had my fingers dry. Can't really feel too much of the tip of this one. After I cut it off. Now you can see that crystal, yellowish crystal underneath my index finger right in there. And then the bigger black bugs in there, but those might shine up, or they're not as big as they were. They looked bigger when they were wet because the black is inclusive to the agate around the bug too. But that right there, I think, is calcite, because it's a lot softer. But it did polish out yesterday, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm going to go ahead and go on this 280 grit. Start bringing her down. Put the polish on it. Yeah, I think she's working a little bit more all the way around just to make sure I don't have any scratches in it, but I don't have any flat spots in it. But I want it to shine a little bit better before I take it over to the next wheel. Plus this wheel is liable to take some more of those bugs down where they get smaller and not as black all around. I've got a feeling either black's not going to shine. I'm not sure what I can do to take it out, but I don't know if I want to try if it's got calcite in it. And I'll end up with more pits than I've got now. Because the calcite will come out too. I think that's calcite. I'm going to have to take a little more off this backside too. way too many pits and too many dull spots. That's getting better already. It being flat mostly, it's going to be hard to get good polish on it. Not worried about a real good polish, just want it to be a semi-decent polish. The pits are going to take away from any polish, no matter what I do. So, and that bug, crystal bug up here. Much better. Not so dull now. Looks like I had some bruising, like somebody pecked it with another piece of Jasper or something. Just looked like it was scratched up from people pecking on it or something, because all this white looks like somebody's pecked it with another rock. Of course, a lot of that's going to come out when I get it good polish on it too, because it'll take away some of the bugs that a lot of that's powder from the grinding process. But a lot of it's just the inclusions being softer than the rest of the rock. Or just look like chips. Maybe it's quartz crystals, cloudy quartz crystals or something. Okay, I believe that's good enough. I don't think we'll get much more out of there. My edges, make sure I don't have any flat spots there that I've made. I'm messing with the rest of it. Kind of felt like a hump. Like flat spots from running it this way. Might have been just lines in the rock dust powder from the grind water. Sometimes you get inclusions in there that look like they're flat lines. Or not flat lines, straight lines. Okay, next wheel. Let me re-aim the camera here real quick. $600 grid. Sounds pretty smooth, you can tell by the sound of it. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it either. The more pressure I put on it, the deeper the tone. But it's also got a deeper tone if it's got a lot of duller spots. Like if I had a bunch of 220 grit scratches in it, put it on here, it'd sound worse than if I just had 280 grit scratches on it. Not much, but a little. Black must be some kind of druzy. Quartz druzy. Smoky quartz probably. Probably why it looks black. But it was coming out of one of those pits and leaving scratches sideways from when I run it this way a minute ago. At least I think it was scratches. It may have been residue. Nope, it's scratches. Of course, they may be coming from the line of quartz. Beside it, or this line of quartz here. There's a little pocket right there. It's like a longer shape. It's not a circle, but a line. And it put scratches across in those other two soft spots. So this crystal's breaking out all three of those, I reckon. That's the back. I'm going to go ahead and go to the next wheel. Those scratches hadn't come out yet, but they might be small enough I can get them out with this next wheel. This next wheel, the outside edges seem to have a whole lot more grit on them than the other stones, just because I've been trying to knock those high spots down in the center of the wheel. Okay, that's too deep of a scratch. Can I shut that off? Let's go back to this one. Get that out of there. That scratch is pretty wide. Now that I cleaned it up with that smaller grit, it was about size of a line on a ruler. Didn't take the 280 long to get it out of there. Just to hope it got it out of there. I should have let it dry better. That would have let me know. Yeah, it's out of there. I took that one yesterday. Oh, I got a big flat spot there. I took that the other piece of this yesterday to the aluminum oxide. Bad as I hated to, because I didn't want to get it all down in the bugs. But I'd gotten the bugs down small enough, and it came out easy enough. Especially if you get it right off. That's why I keep a spray bottle handy besides to wet down the pad. But I can turn that to full stream, straight stream rather than a mist, and knock it out of the bugs from the pressure of the stream. Big flat pointy spot on that side. Bunch of dull spots where it looks like for me running it the way I was just running it like this, but I know I got them at the same time when I was doing the other direction, going the other direction. So it was my imagination if that's what they come from. It should come from soft spots in the rock. It looks like it's got scratches in it also, but okay, next wheel. Oh, I hadn't had the I just shut it off before I took that off there. I shut it off a few minutes ago, one of the two. We still had water on it. Evidently there was enough water in this pad that I didn't heat it up too much, which might not have been a bad thing, actually. I got some bugs there. It's probably letting out little crystals and scratching it more than it's polishing it. Some of the crystals are coming out of that calcite bug. But I wouldn't think they could scratch the agate. That's why they're not really scratching it. They're just making it look dull. But as soon as I'm polishing it up and then dulling it up and then polishing it up and dulling it up, I'm pretty sure that the aluminum oxide will take it out of there. So I'm about to move over there. Let me readjust the camera. After I check to make sure I didn't mess something up somehow, dropping it or whatever. No chips coming out, none of that stuff. A little bit of a bug opening up there. Druzy in it. Not enough to worry about, but it wasn't shining around the edge of it, so it made the druzy look dull. Not really, but okay. Okay, here we go. Already wet down my pad and everything. Okay. I'll rinse this off real quick. Okay. There it is. There's the front of it. Well, I'll be glad when I get my tablet hooked back up to the camera. Okay. I put a rubber floor down. After I broke that Brazilian agate into 3 pieces that I'm just almost finished, I decided I'd put a rubber floor in here when I put a shop in. But there's that one down. That's 2 of those that I got. Let me get the other one real quick. It's still sitting on the... It's a little bit different shaped, but not much. It was the end piece, so it had a little bit of uneven thickness that had to come off to make it. So they're fairly close to the same, just not quite. This one is a little thicker. The other one yesterday was a little thicker because, like I said, it was an end piece, and I didn't want to. And the piece that came off of this one, on this end, this was another part of the end piece, except that I'd cut a knob off and it only covered a little bit of this end. I threw it into tumbling because it wasn't worth grinding down. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, leave a tip, leave some instructions. Good, bad, ugly, it doesn't matter. I'll take everything. And I'll try to answer some of them once I get to looking, once I get posted any of these. But thanks, and I hope this is interesting, and I'll try to make two different versions of these videos. One, I'll put the two together and hyperlapse, or well, not hyperlapse, I'll speed up the footage. I can hyperlapse with the camera, but if you do that with the camera, then you can't cut anything out of it other than the soundtrack, and I wanted to keep the soundtrack in there so that I could let you know what I was doing in places, and I can fast forward in between when I'm talking. If it's something I'm talking that's pertinent, or if I'm talking to myself, I might not put it in there because I do that a lot. Well, thanks for watching. You guys have a good day, and stay tuned for the next one.